You may want to get yourself in a position where you can cash out refi years sooner. Instead of using your cash now that's in your other investments, we can cash out refi on this thing years sooner, take money out of this property to purchase other properties. What do you think?
Yeah, no, that sounds great. And I guess another question I would have
Sure.
is, so I don't yet own my own primary residence.
Mhm.
I'm still a renter,
Mhm.
but my mother, she owns her primary residence.
Mhm.
And when I first started listening to you, I immediately thought about her situation because, in my opinion, she's refied her mortgage twice.
Mhm.
And I think she's already paid for this house 3 times over.
Mhm.
And so in a situation like that, if she were looking to move, wouldn't it make sense to do like a cash out refi and then just move to wherever she wants to go instead of continuing to pay interest in this home that she's, in my opinion, already paid for?
Okay, let's talk about a strategy here. All right. Because this is her primary residence, she may not want to do a cash out refi. She may
Mhm.
want to do a HELOC,
Okay.
home equity
Right.
line of credit.
Right.
Take that money out, which will put her in a position to buy the next home with the minimum down payment
Hmm.
and rent out the current home, which would help her to pay for her new home.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I see that.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes total sense.
Yeah. So now is not the time to sell property. Now's the time to acquire as much as you can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, yeah, if I can take that cash out, and because of what has recently happened in what part of the country is she in, may I ask?
Yeah, she lives in New York.
Oh, my goodness. What part of New York?
Westchester County?
I know Westchester County. I have relatives. Well, my wife has relatives there.
Yeah, so she lives in the city of Yonkers.
Okay. Yeah. So that property has gone through the roof.
Yes.
Okay. So
It has.
to get a HELOC now, oh my goodness, get that money out, get that equity out, purchase something else that you like, and put a renter into this home. And is it a large enough home to turn into maybe, a couple of units or 3 units?
No, in my opinion,
Mhm.
it's great for like a starter family.
Okay.
And what's insane is that her neighbor that has a 2-bedroom 3 months ago almost sold their home for close to $500,000. And I couldn't believe it. Like, I could not believe it
Wow.
because they're small homes. We're
Mhm.
only talking like 1,100 square feet.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So,
I get it. I get it. So listen, I would probably look at getting a HELOC and then purchasing what I wanted to purchase and then rent this one out.
yeah.
Okay. And we could definitely help you with that. Do you have any other good questions for it? Because you're killing it this morning. This is good stuff. What else you got for me?
Thank you. Yeah. So, in terms of acquiring more property, like for example, the short-term rental I mentioned to you, it's doing really well. We've had it for 1 year. And like I said, our neighbors is for sale. I'd like to acquire 3 more.
Mhm.
And these are like 2 beds, 2 baths across the street from the beach. So it's like, what is a strategy? Because I'd like to get 3 more. What would be a good strategy in terms of acquiring them without using, your own money if possible?
So if you're a real estate investor and you have some good ideas, come on up. But I'm going to give you some basics of that I know. So you've got property,
Hmm.
and if you've got equity, don't ever
Yeah.
be afraid to cash out refi to invest. When we do a refi just to get a lower interest rate, big mistake. Big mistake. But if we're cashing out refi so that we can take money out and then make the minimum down payment, let's say you could cash out refi enough to make the minimum down payment on 2 properties or 3 properties and then develop them. I mean, listen, that's what you can do. If you can cash out refi, never sink it into one property if you can avoid it. Try to
Okay.
figure out how you can leverage that money to get more than one.
But Don has some valuable information that can contribute to the quality of a person's life. And it only costs you a few dollars. It's his book. Why not get that?
is I'm going to go through the P.I.L. method myself with some of my investment properties. So I'm going to link up with Don, and then I'm going to sit down with him, show him my investment portfolio, and see how I can eliminate interest.